Lecture 12, Abduction RP on Gor. Only the Gorean Way. A lecture by Sarakan Thorn. Masters, mistresses, free men and free women, Kajare and Kajurii. I greet you. Tonight I speak about a topic that has become muddled in Second Life Gor. A topic where many players have strayed far from the books. I speak about abduction roleplay. Let me be clear from the start. Most abduction RP in SL Gor is not BTB. It is not even close. Let us look at what the books actually say. Part 1. Who brings humans to Gor? The Priest Kings, the old way. The Priest Kings brought entire cultures to Gor, whole peoples, not individuals. This happened once a long time ago. The last human the Priest Kings brought to Gor was Tarl Cabot, and that was not an abduction. Misk, a Priest King, brought Cabot to Gor as a family reunion. Cabot's father was already on Gor. Misk brought the son to the father. No chains, no slavery, no force. That is the last time the Priest Kings intervened this way. The Kurii, the modern abductors. The Kurii are the ones who bring humans to Gor today. They have small ships smaller than their warships piloted by human agents. These ships have camouflage devices. They land on Earth in secret. They take individuals, mostly women, sometimes men. These are abductions, not voluntary, not family reunions. The victims are taken against their will. They are brought to Gor to be sold as slaves, to be used in Kurii projects, to serve as agents. The evidence is in the books. In Assassin of Gor, human agents unload a high-powered rifle from a Kurii ship in the warehouses of R. In Prize of Gor, Muris, a Kurii agent born on Earth, owns an automatic pistol and shows it openly. Kurii agents have apartments on steel worlds. They are allowed to use small Kurii spacecraft. That is canon. What is not in the books? Humans controlling the nest, no. The Priest Kings control the nest. Moles work there, but they do not control it. Humans developing new ship technology, no. The Kurii provide the ships. Human agents use them, they do not build them. And not for silver ships too. Humans cannot even fly silver ships. They are only controlled by a Priest King or remote from the nest. Priest Kings abducting humans today, no. The last human they brought was Cabot, and that was not an abduction. Part 2. The Kurii eat humans. The Kurii are predators. They have fangs, claws, and a taste for human flesh. In the books, Kurii are described as eating humans, sometimes alive, sometimes not. They are not picky about the gender of their prey, but there is a nuance. Males do not seem to taste good to them. At least that is the impression from the lore. A female slave who proves unusable, too rebellious, too weak, too stupid may end up not in a kennel but in the stomach of a cur. Male captives are more likely to be used for labor, interrogation, or exchange, not as food. This is not a rule written in stone, but it is a pattern. If a Kurii agent has a failed abduction, a victim who is not worth selling, they may dispose of the evidence by feeding the victim to their Kurii masters. This is a dark, brutal reality of working for the Kurii. For victims, escape is not the only danger. Being deemed useless is a death sentence, and a gruesome one. Part 3. Kurii agents are abduction networks. The human agents of the Kurii do not just fly ships. They are operatives in a complex network. On Earth, they have contacts, corrupt officials, informants, people who identify suitable victims, young, attractive, healthy, intelligent, sometimes for a price, sometimes out of fear, sometimes because they themselves are agents. They plan the abductions. They find the best methods, fake job offers, fake scholarships, fake emergencies. They study routines. They know when a victim is alone, vulnerable, unlikely to be missed quickly. They work with earth criminals, human traffickers, corrupt police, desperate people. The Kurii pay well, very well. Gold favors protection. The structure is not random. The Kurii do not pick victims by chance. They have a system. A Kurii agent character should have a backstory that includes their Earth network. Who helps them? Who do they pay? Who do they threaten? This makes the character deeper and more believable. Part 4. What happens to the victims? Not every abducted human is sold into slavery. Not every victim is suitable for Kurii projects. Attractive, young, healthy women are sold as slaves on Gor. That is the primary cargo. Intelligent, loyal, adaptable individuals are potential Kurii agents. After testing, after training, after being broken. Healthy, strong men are labor slaves, galley slaves, mine workers, used for their strength, not their beauty. But there is an exception, people with special knowledge. An old, weak, sick person is normally not worth the transport. They would be killed on Earth or fed to the Kurii immediately, unless that old person possesses special knowledge, a scientist with secret research, a military strategist with knowledge of defense systems, a physician with advanced medical techniques, a historian with knowledge of the priest kings or the Kurii themselves, an engineer with rare technical expertise. Such people are valuable. They are not killed, they are brought to Gor. And if they are useful, they receive rejuvenation and the long life serum. The Kurii have access to advanced medicine, not as advanced as the priest kings, but advanced enough to rejuvenate an old but valuable human. An old scientist who was in a wheelchair on Earth, near death, can suddenly be young again on Gor and ready to work for the Kurii. The logic behind this. The Kurii are not philanthropists. They do not rejuvenate out of kindness. They rejuvenate to protect their investment. A useful human is a resource. A resource that dies is worthless, so it is kept alive. Rejuvenation is a chain. The rejuvenated person knows that their second chance depends on the Kurii. They will be loyal or die. The Kurii play the long game. An old professor with decades of experience is worth more than a dozen young, inexperienced slaves. Part 5. The Exception. Tarl Cabot. Tarl Cabot was not abducted. He was brought to Gor by Misk, a priest king. It was a family reunion. His father was already on Gor. Misk brought the son to the father. No chains, no slavery, no force. Cabot is the exception that proves the rule. The priest kings can bring humans to Gor if they want, but they no longer do so systematically, only in rare cases, for special reasons, for specific projects. Cabot was a project, a useful tool. A warrior who would fight for the priest kings. He succeeded, but he is not the rule. He is the exception. Do not model your Abduction RP on Cabot. Model it on the Kurii agents on Murris, on the nameless agents who unload sniper rifles in the warehouses of R. Part 6. What a correct Abduction RP should look like. The Kurii agent works for the Kurii, has access to a small Kurii ship with a camouflage device, may have an apartment on a steel world, is allowed to use small Kurii spacecraft for missions, brings humans from Earth to Gor for slavery, for Kurii projects for replacement, may also smuggle goods, weapons, tobacco, silk, Earth luxuries, has a network on Earth, informants, helpers, corrupt officials. The abduction takes place on Earth. The victim is taken against their will or tricked by false promises. The victim is transported to Gor in a Kurii ship. The victim may be kept in the ship's hold in chains, unaware of where they are going. The arrival on Gor. The Kurii agent delivers the victim to a slaver house, to a Kurii project, or to a hidden location. The victim is sold or trained or used for whatever purpose the Kurii have planned. The victim may never learn who brought them, or may discover the truth over time. The role of the priest kings. The priest kings are not involved in modern abductions. They may be aware of them, but after the Nest War, their surveillance is weakened. They may try to stop the Kurii, but they do so through their own agents, not through direct intervention. Part 7. What is variable and what is fixed? Here are the fixed elements. Who abducts? Only Kurii agents. The priest kings do not abduct humans in modern times. What ships? Small Kurii ships with camouflage devices. That is canon. Who pilots? Human agents. The books show human agents piloting Kurii ships. Do the Kurii eat the unusable? Yes. The weak, the rebellious, the failed, they are food. Now the variable elements. Why are they abducted? For slavery, for Kurii projects, for replacement of agents. For their special knowledge. How are they treated? Some are treated well, others badly, depending on their value. Can they escape? Yes, but it is rare, and they are hunted. Can they be bought free? If a Gorean master buys them, they are slaves. Freedom is possible but rare. Do the priest kings intervene? Rarely. They have their own agents. They do not abduct humans themselves. Do the Kurii rejuvenate valuable humans? Yes, if the person has special knowledge. Otherwise, no. Part 8. The flow of a victim. A young, healthy, attractive woman is taken from Earth. She is transported to Gor. She is sold to a slaver. She becomes a Kajira. That is the standard flow. A strong, healthy man is taken from Earth. He is transported to Gor. He is sold to a mine owner or a ship captain. He becomes a labor slave or a galley slave. An old scientist with secret knowledge is taken from Earth. He is transported to Gor. He is given rejuvenation and the long life serum. He becomes an advisor or an agent for the Kurii. He is valuable and he knows that his new life depends on the Kurii. A rebellious slave who cannot be trained is taken from Earth. She is transported to Gor. She is sold. She resists. She is deemed useless. She is fed to the Kurii. That is the dark end of the flow. A weak, sick person with no special knowledge is taken from Earth. He is not transported to Gor. He is killed on Earth or fed to the Kurii immediately. The Kurii do not waste resources. Part 9. RP scenarios and examples. Scenario 1. The abduction. A Kurii agent on Earth. He has identified a victim, a young woman, smart, attractive, alone. He uses a fake job offer. She accepts. She meets him at a warehouse. The ship is there, hidden, shimmering like a mirage. Example emote. The agent smiles, holding a clipboard. Just sign here. The transport is waiting. Behind him, the air shimmers, the Kurii ship, cloaked, invisible to human eyes. Scenario 2. The ship. The victim wakes up in a cold, dark hold. Chains, the hum of engines. She does not know where she is. She hears voices, human but strange. The Kurii agent speaks to her. You are not on Earth anymore. Example emote. She opens her eyes, metal walls, a low hum, her wrists are chained. A voice from the darkness. Welcome to Gor. Sleep now, the journey is long. Scenario 3. The arrival. The ship lands in a remote area of Gor, a forest, a desert, a hidden valley. The Kurii agent hands the victim over to a slaver. The slaver inspects her. She is acceptable. Example emote. The hatch opens, dry air, dust. A man in leather examines her like a piece of meat. Teeth, eyes, hair turn around. She is sold before she understands the words. Scenario 4. The valuable victim. An old scientist is taken from his laboratory. He is confused, frightened. The Kurii agent is respectful. This one is worth something. You are going to live longer than you ever imagined, and you are going to work for us. Example emote. The agent helps the old man into a chair. Your research on propulsion, the Kurii are interested. You will continue your work. Just in a different place. Scenario 5. The unusable victim. A victim is too rebellious. She will never be a good slave. The Kurii agent decides she is food. Example emote. She spits at the agent. He does not flinch. He speaks into a device. The green one, she is not suitable. A growl answers from the shadows. She never leaves the ship. Scenario 6. The Kurii agent fails. The Kurii agent is caught by Priest King agents, or his ship is damaged, or his cargo is discovered. He has to make a choice, flee, fight, or die. Example emote. The silver ship shudders, alarms flash, a voice over the comm, Nest control, we have you, power down or be destroyed. The agent looks at his prisoners. They are not worth dying for. Part 10. Why this matters for RP quality. When Abduction RP follows the lore, it becomes richer. The Kurii agent has a clear motivation: serve the Kurii, survive, profit. The victim has a clear status: slave, project, potential agent, valuable knowledge source. The Priest Kings become a distant threat, weakened but still watching. The Gorean characters have a clear role: buyers, hunters, protectors of the home stone. When Abduction RP ignores the lore, it becomes confused. Who is in charge? The Kurii, the Priest Kings. Random humans. Why is this happening? Random, logical, what are the stakes? Unclear. Lore is not a cage, it is a framework. It gives meaning to actions. Closing the circle. Abduction on Gor is not random, it is not a free-for-all. The books are clear. The Priest Kings brought cultures once. They do not abduct individuals today. The Kurii abduct individuals today using human agents, small ships, camouflage devices. The last human the Priest Kings brought was Tarl Cabot, a family reunion, not an abduction. The Kurii eat the unusable. The weak, the rebellious, the failed, food. Kurii agents are networks, not lone wolves. They have informants, helpers, corrupt allies on Earth. Old, weak people with special knowledge are not killed. They are brought to Gor, rejuvenated, and put to work. If you want to play an abduction story, play it correctly. You are a Kurii agent or a victim or a Gorean hunter. You work for the Kurii or against them. You use the tools the books provide: small ships, camouflage, human networks. Do not invent humans controlling the nest. Do not invent humans developing new ship technology. Do not invent Priest Kings abducting people for fun. That is not BTB. That is not BTB+. That is fantasy masquerading as Gor. The books give us enough. Use them. The circle is yours.